passion for life. We just supported his team that be bringing them life.
All right, welcome to the Blessed Beatz Show on the all-new 93.7 The Beat. H sounds real hip-hop and home of the Breakfast Club. Yours truly, Marcus Sullivan right here, man. Got a ball player in the building and an author in the building. And overall, H-Town, I'm gonna call you a legend. Swat up, Martellus Bennett in the building. What's up, man?
What's up, dog?
I gotta hear you say swat up.
Swat up, man.
Yeah, Southwest
A-Leaf, Texas.
Yeah, man.
You got it tatted on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-time book author. Can I say that too?
Yeah, you can say that, yeah.
Get a shot of that, man. Dear Black Boy. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some time in the league, man. But your third book.
Yes.
While you're here, let's talk about it, man. Dear Black Boy. Why?
Well, I think right now, as far as where the culture is and with the kids and where we are, how I want to motivate the black boy. We have so many different things that's happening in the world, but I think to change the identity of how you look and you think about the black boy when you see him, it starts with the kids. Yeah. Right? So if we can start getting them to dream even bigger than sports, bigger than entertainment, bigger ideas, and dream bigger, then that will change the landscape of the future for us all. So I think the world's more beautiful when the black boy dreams, and when the black boy dreams big, that beauty is unlimited. Yeah. You grow up, man. Most people know you and your brother as athletes, man. Did you ever think, man, I'm gonna write a book? Now I'm gonna write 3 books. I don't know where I'm going with this thing. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Seuss, I think he wrote 27 books, and from a young kid, I was like, I want to write more books than Dr. Seuss. Yeah. But I didn't know if I would have my own company or how I would be going about it. My brother has this book, Things That Make White People Uncomfortable. Yeah, man. Which is the title. And now here I come with Dear Black Boy. They're like, oh, get these guys out of here. So I really know. I knew that I wanted to make things, what those things were going to be. I always been interested in films. I always been interested in chocolate. Yeah. Also always been interested in like just making and designing things. Yeah. And taking things apart and putting it back together. Yeah. So we on our third book, man. Let's take it back to when you and your brother were kids, right? What kind of kids were y'all? I think that, I was super intelligent and well-spoken. Yeah, man. Man. Now, we were adventurous kids. Like, we spent a lot of time outside. And actually, my punishment as a kid, my mom used to punish us. The punishment was I had to be inside. I could play games. I could watch TV. I just couldn't go outside. How have things changed now, right? Yeah. So we played. We did a lot of. We rolled together. Like Michael could be fighting somebody, and I could be walking up on it. Yeah. And I'll just jump in the fight, and I have no idea why we fighting. And then afterwards, I'm like, hey, why were we fighting those guys again? Brotherly love. Yeah. So we're just really close. To this day, we talk every day, a couple times a day, FaceTime, whatever, and. But we're like super tight. We've always been super tight, and I think most people that know us would be like, it was always here come the Bennett brothers. It was never here's Michael or Martellus. It's like they go to the Bennett boys again. Yeah, man. Before your time at A&M, when did people around you start saying, "Oh, Martellus got it, that it factor"? I think for in a lot of ways, I think people recognized when I was really young. You know, and then in sports, probably my sophomore year. That's when people started really recognizing me. And by the time I was a senior, I was the #1 basketball and #1 football player in the state of Texas. Yeah. And I was an NBA draft out of high school. So, working out for teams. I would be working out for teams and coming back home and going to school. Yeah. So it was just like this interesting dynamic, Martellus. NBA, guaranteed money. Yeah, I know, right? NFL, not for long. Yeah. But you put in with a dime? How many years? Yeah, a dime. You could call it a dime. Yeah. Decade. I like to say decade because it sounds so long. Yeah. But the NBA is the guaranteed money. But I was 17 at the time, and my mom wanted me to go to college. And as I started going around working out for teams, whether it was the Supersonics they were still Supersonics. Yeah. I'm old. Yeah, man. Then, told your age right here. The Grizzlies or who I was working out for, I started to realize like I wasn't fully grown as an individual. I wasn't mature, but my mom wanted me to go to school, and I was like, I just want to go to college for 1 year, play 1 year basketball, then go back to the NBA draft. Yeah. And, a lot of people say I'll be like a late first-round draft pick, and my mom wanted me to go to college for at least a year, and then I was like, I just want to play basketball. But then my brother is my roommate in college. Yeah. He's just like, how can I not play football at the university without my brother? Right. And so I ended up playing, but I think it panned out well. 10 years of doing whatever. Could went either way. Back in them dorm days, did y'all discuss things other than sports, like writing books? Me and my brother never talk about sports to this day. It's all about It's always was how we could impact, how we could grow.
Yeah.
You know, changing the fruits that our family tree bears.
Yeah.
What can I do to help each other? Like if he has information, it's a lot of passing of information. You know, we're in two different worlds. Michael buys a lot of franchises and, you know, that kind of stuff, but he learns a lot of different business acumen than I do, and I'm in the design world. Yeah. And there's a bunch of different stuff I take from there, and we just powwow on those things, and we just get together and we really talk about how to become better men and how to become businessmen and leaders and fathers and husbands as well. So a lot of it's more about helping each other grow. I always say me and my brother water each other a lot. Yeah. And so how can we help each other bloom is like the main thing that we do, and that's what we discuss. And I think that's why we're so close, because we've never been competitive with one another. It's always been like, hey, you could get one more rep, or you can do better, or like it's never been like, oh, you suck, or I want to be better than you, I'll do you. It's like his wins has always been my wins, and my wins have always been his wins. Yeah.
Man, being from Southwest Ailey, Texas, SWAT, how did life change, right? Outside of just like the finances, when not one Bennett brother, but both of y'all end up in the NFL?
Well, I think we were prepared. That's what we were working for. I mean, running up the hill with my brother while other guys were doing whatever they were doing. We'll be working out and training. Yeah. And, you know, I used to run to school, and people used to laugh at me when I used to run to school because I was working in basketball, but during football season, the coach would open the basketball gym with me, and I couldn't shoot very well. So I used to jog to school, and my brother would bring my clothes. And I remember, like, kids were like, oh, you run to school like they're poor or whatever. And I'm like, not really. Like, you're my neighbor, dog. Like, you know, so I just kind of outworked everybody, really. That's kind of how I grew. And I think the dynamic of it changed is just that we got to taste different things in life. You know, my brother travels the world a lot, you know, whether it's New Zealand, Africa, he gets to go all these places, and when we're traveling, we get to see that our worlds can be differently, or how great our worlds already are, and things that we take for granted, because you get to visit other places and see those things. So I think it was really about just becoming more culture, you know, being able to see more arts, being able to have access to more things. And now that we have that access, we kind of want to open up the doors and give other kids who look like us access to those things that we got, that we fell in love with too. Yeah.
Dear Black Boy, Martellus Bennett in here on the all new 93.7 The Beat, man. We talking life a little bit. So you get into the league, and there's much more than you than just football, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about that first year in the NFL, trying to juggle both of those.
Yeah, the first year was tough because it was my first year really being away from my brother as well. You know, we were roommates. He went to college. Even when he was at college, I came in a semester after him. So we were true freshmen at the same time. But, like, once I got to the NFL, it's like, you know, the little joy was you just kind of, your rookie, you just kind of go out there and you enjoy it. I'm in the NFL. I'm going to go party. I'm going to holler at the girls. I'm going to travel. I'm going to make a lot of dumbass mistakes. Can I say dumbass?
You just did.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to make a lot of stupid mistakes. You know, a lot of stupid mistakes and do a lot of dumb things. Like, I remember one time, P. Diddy, Vince Young called me, and P. Diddy was having a party in New York, and he was just like, hey, P. Diddy wants to come to this party. And I was just kind of like, oh, for real? And it was the day of. He was already there, and he was just like, you should come. Then I was like, well, all right. I just, like, bought a ticket. I was like, I ain't packing a bag. I'm going to shop when I land. Yeah. You know, all that type of thing. It was a fun experience, but looking back at it, I was like, that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of dumb mistakes, and then I think I realized that they wanted me to be something that I wasn't, but I also didn't know who I was. Yeah. So, like, the same time, they were trying to mold me into something that they wanted me to be, but I realized that that's not what I wanted to be. Yeah. But then I was like, who am I at the same time? So that's when I started diving back into the arts, painting, making music, and, you know, working on my craft and finding that balance, because I realized, well, so many guys, like, I had a locker next to me. I used to call it the worst locker anybody could get that came to the team, because whoever was in that locker was only there for like 2 weeks. Oh, wow. Like a different guy every single week. And I'm just like, man, they must want me to greet. I'm like, as soon as somebody get that locker, I'm like, bro, you might want to ask them to move, right?
It's not a good locker.
It's not a good locker. I've seen 20 guys come through here this year. So I realized that the league wasn't for long. Yeah, so man. I was like, all right, so if it's not for long, what am I going to do next? So I was always preparing for it to end, because there's so many injuries, so many things that can happen that's out of your control. Yeah. You know, you could get blackballed in the league, all kinds of different things like that I noticed from a young age, you know.
Let's talk about that, dog. The politics. All right, so you said, man, as your rookie year, you was having fun, doing your thing, spending the money, doing all of this. Then there's a trade and a cut, and you learn the politics of sports. And then you say, man, there's more to than this, right?
Yeah, I realized that they could take it from you.
Right. So being who you are, do you have to be political in the league? Because you and your brother stand out, man. Like,
I don't know how to be anything but myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like the whole thing. I was like, if I'm gonna go down burning, I'm gonna go out being who I am and being comfortable in my own skin and what I represent and what I believe in. And that changes as you get older. You know, I came in the league at 21. Yeah. You know, I left when I was 31. Just to that amount of growth in those 10 years from playing the league and the experiences I had. But I think there are a lot of politics, and a lot of guys try to play the game. But I'm like, once you learn the game, it's like, do I really want to play this game?
Absolutely. You know, you hear that all the time toward it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, toward it, as you get more comfortable with what you're doing, and you realize the value that you bring, and you know what you're going to do. I was fortunate to have Terrell Owens early in my career, so there was a lot of knowledge I was able to gain from watching him and just talking to him. You know, and he taught me a whole lot of things, and so did Patrick Creighton, Marion Barber. I was with that group.
The Dallas Cowboy time. Yeah, whatever. Nah.
Yeah, so I was in that group. It's crazy because I played with David Carr. Yeah. And I had a David Carr jersey.
In New York?
Yeah, I had a David Carr jersey when I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
He was here. I was like, hey. And then.
And see, I don't even know what people here feel about David Carr for real.
But he was like just part of, you know, I feel him. But David he was a great guy. But also, like, Andre Johnson used to come watch me play in high school basketball. Yeah. But then I would end up playing against Andre Johnson in football. Right. You know? So that was, like, really cool. And they like that's one thing about the Texans. They always been supportive of local athletes. Yeah. And you know, I talked to people like Arian and stuff like that.
Would that have been a dream to play for your hometown?
Yeah, at one point I thought it was gonna happen, and I wanted to finish if I could finish my career here, I thought that would have been really awesome. My family's still, my mom and dad's still here, my roots here, and there's a lot of stuff I want to do in the community here. Like I really want to build like a learning center, basically, where it's a meeting of the minds, but creative minds, where the kids could come in and learn about different crafts of art, stop motion, all these different fields of creativity that they could go in and pursue that we could build out. So that's like one of my biggest dreams in here. And the other one, I want to rebuild a new theme park here.
Bring it back, dog.
Well, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, those like my big aspirations and big goals, like those two things. So.
Yeah. All right, before we even dive into the third book, we're going to go into the second book. But, man, fast forward, you was talking about big dreams. A lot of people who played ball or still aspiring to play football, professional level, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Talk about the night before the Super Bowl.
I mean, the night before the Super Bowl, I was just chilling. I mean,
but you was about to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but by that time, as the week got on, you just kind of tired of hearing all that stuff because it's like the Super Bowl week is crazy. You do interviews, everyone here, and being home. Yeah. You know, I try to keep it limited of how many people I run into. So like the first 2 days, I'm like, oh, let's do a big dinner with all my friends and family and stuff like that. And then, and then the next day is like it's just started to shorten the people. So it's like my wife, my dad, you know, my mom and stuff like that. But I think the really cool thing was winning the Super Bowl in Houston, where I started the dream of making it to the Super Bowl. So it came full circle.
Yeah,
so I thought it was a good close to everything. After looking back at it, I was like, that's a perfect way to end the whole cycle of what I was trying to work for, and to do it back here in my hometown in front of kids who may have that same dream as me, and to see someone came from where they come from, do it right here. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Game day, running out of the tunnel. How I feel?
I mean, for me, I don't really
paint the picture.
I mean, now you try to make me into a storyteller.
Hey, we got 3 books to talk about, man.
I mean, for me, for the most part, coming onto the stage, when you get onto the football game, the Super Bowl, it's cool. There's a lot going on. It's a lot of excitement. You coming out the tunnel, and you just kind of like, all right, we got 60 minutes to impact and change things, right?
Yeah, man.
So you coming out the tunnel, you just kind of focus, you locked in, you excited. I'm always super chill. Like I'm in a, you know, Tom Brady's always be like, man, because Tom Brady's up here. Yeah. And, you know, some people be down here. I just stay in the middle because football is a roller coaster.
Yeah, man.
So I just try to be balanced myself because the game is going to bring that up and down for me. I'm going to have a good play. I'm going to have a bad play. Yeah. I'm going to try to put string a lot of good plays in the order to do it. But really, all I really remember of the Super Bowl is halftime, because at halftime we was down 28-3.
Yeah, boy.
And we go in, and we only lost 2 games that year, and one was without Tom when he was suspended, and the other one we lost on the last second play against the Seahawks, who was a really good team. And it was a good. I'm okay losing a good football game, you know, because it's like, hey, that game.
You gave it all y'all.
Yeah, we gave it all we got. They played well. They made one more play than us. We live to fight another day type thing. You use these, Craig. You live to fight another day.
Friday for my youngsters. Yeah, but go ahead.
You got that one?
Yeah, Friday for the youngsters, man.
Yeah, so the halftime we go in, we're down, and I'm like, all right, now we're gonna see what this team is really made of. And I expected, like, most teams I be in, guys be throwing helmets, kicking lockers. I'm like, oh, they screaming.
You
and yelling.
really didn't think it was over?
No, because when we went in, I knew it wasn't over because when I went in at halftime, everybody was chill, everybody was calm, and everybody was locked in. So I could tell when I looked at everybody, they was reflecting on what they could do to make a difference.
Yeah.
No one was panicking. The coaches didn't panic. None of the players panicked. And there was no rah-rah speeches. It was just like, hey, we know what we got to do. And I remember that Julian Edelman just said, hey, we got 30 minutes to change our stars, basically. Man. And we just like, give everything we got. Just focus on what you got to do, and we'll come out on top. So we never even looked up. Yeah. So when we won the game, I didn't even know because it was overtime. And I was like, oh, they don't get a chance to score. Like, I asked Tom, I was like, so we won? Yeah. Like, we won? He's like, yeah, we won, bud. I'm like, all right, great. Like, all right, so now what? You know, like, where's the confetti? Where's the family? Like, the game is over. Like, he got in. I'm seeing everybody hugging. It's crazy. And then,
just like you saw it on TV as a kid.
Yeah, but, I mean, at the end of the day, it didn't make me feel in that moment I did because we overcame something with my teammates. Yeah. But when I reflected on Super Bowl, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be for me in my life. Wow. Right? It was like I spent my whole life working to get to this point, and then when I look back at it, it was like, yeah, but that really didn't do much for me. Like, I didn't add value to my life that I wanted to add. That's when I started thinking about, like, is this what I want to do or what's next for me? Yeah. You know, and I was fortunate enough to, like, my last year I got hurt, you know, tore my hamstring and my shoulder. And that February after the second Super Bowl, I ended up going to Japan for a long trip to like on a spiritual pilgrimage. Yeah, man. And when I'm in Japan, I'm just kind of like searching for inner peace and, you know, who I am as a person. And I always felt connected to Japan. I love the art. I love the culture. I love the people. And so I spent time in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, and I just visited all the Shinto shrines and everything, you know, praying to their gods. And really enjoying Tokyo. And when I went to Tokyo, I realized that there was more. She don't understand.
He was in Tokyo. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, I was in Tokyo. She don't hear a black man say that often. She was like, I don't understand what you mean, Martellus.
Hey, real quick.
In Tokyo?
Real quick. The day you got the ring, and where is the ring now? How did it feel to get that ring? And I'm doing it because it had to be like this big. But yeah,
it's ridiculous. It has 283 diamonds in it. I don't know where it is. I think it's in a box somewhere.
Wow.
Right now.
Yeah.
I actually about to sell it.
Okay, so after the show, we're going to talk, right? No, Martellus Bennett here.
I don't need it. Like, I don't see there's no value of it sitting on my, like, it doesn't do it. Like,
I'm just going to pay my student loans with it. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, man, we're going to get into Dear Black Boy, but real quick, talk about your first two books for people who are watching right now that might want to go pick up your first two books before they get this Dear Black Boy.
Yeah, so my first two books is a series about this little girl named AJ who's super imaginative, and she is basically based on the power of imagination, and she turns mundane situations into the most elaborate, fantastical adventure. So I think it's important for black girls to see themselves in the things they read, but also not to be focused on their hair or the way they look or their skin, like self-love. I think that a lot of kids already love themselves. They're taught not to love themselves as they go through the world. So, and I think if they see us loving ourselves, then they know what it means to respect and love themselves as well. So my first couple books are based on my daughter. Her name's Austin Jet Rose, and when I started creating books, when I first started creating books, it was because I didn't see a lot of characters that told the stories I wanted her to be able to read, so I decided to start writing them myself. So it's really about this, you know, she's really funny and she's like over the top, and it's like a lot of fantastical things happening. So, and hey, AJ, it's Saturday. You know, parents like to sleep in on Saturday, so she decides to make breakfast herself. Yeah. And the kitchen the kitchen's a zoo. You know, so that goes crazy. And the second one is, you know, hey, AJ's bedtime. She's supposed to go to bed. Yeah. But you know, it's hard to go to bed when there's a party in your room.
Yeah, man. So the thrill of, man, I got a book about to come out. That thrill gave you somewhat the same, or even more thrill than the football game.
More. Yeah. My least favorite part is when it's about to come out. My favorite part is the process of making it.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like, I just love the process of bringing something to life. And then once it come out, I'm like, oh, now I got to go talk to people about what I made.
All day long,
They may not like it, you know, like, but I love it, so let's share it with the world. You know, I make it for the world, but it is. Like, this right now is no different from doing, like, interviews about sports or whatever, but this, to me, means more. Like, a lot of people could come in here and talk about their football career. Right. But not too many people could come in and talk about a company they built and the things that they make, and they make themselves. Like, I am the publisher. Yeah. Like, I don't have a publisher. I publish my own books. I own the whole situation. I have no investors in my company. I invest in myself. So I built this from the ground up, you know, with my ideas and my vision, and I continue to do so. So I think that's one of the biggest things when kids see this book and they take back the layers and they look at who made it, it's you.
Yeah. Even to the artwork of it, man. Did you design this? We went the chocolate book.
Yeah, I try to make it as brown as possible. Like I used almost every brown in the color palette in the world. So I wanted to be specifically. I wanted to be just for black boys, and I think you get that imagery once you pick it up. Yeah,
you gotta love it, man. Because the first two books feel like a children's book, fun, laugh, and then Dear Black Boy, right? And the culture and the climate that we live in. Did you feel like you was gonna get pushed back, or you back to I'm just gonna be me?
I'm always me. With creativity, it's always me. And I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, what about the white kids?" And I always be like, "Well, they have a whole library for them.
Yeah, man.
Just go have your choice." I mean, why is it such a big deal that this book is focused on black children? Like they need stuff for them. Like we've read about your kids all the time. With Harry Potter or whoever you want to be, we read about your kids all the time. Why can't your kids read about our kids? And I think for them read and see that our kids are just like them, it develops empathy. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you'll see things where, like, you say, like, a Trump will be on TV and he'd be like, these people aren't, not talking about black people, but talk about minorities. These people aren't.
These people.
People, they're animals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for that's dehumanizing people. And I think a lot of times if you introduce to people in the media that way, it's like people get desensitized to like them actually being just like you.
Yeah, gotta love it. Dear Black Boy, again, get a shot of it. Dear Black Boy, easy read for your kids. You can put your kids to sleep on it. Go support my man. Tell them
you can't put them to sleep on that. You read that to your kids, they gonna be woke.
I gotta love it. Martellus, what? See what he did there? Nah, man. What's next for you though, bro? After the writing book, I know you said own your own company, I
got a new album I'm dropping in.
He did say that, right?
Yeah, I got a new album dropping this summer. Me and my friends,
Marty B.
Yeah, Keith Jacobs and a bunch of other guys that I'm working with. You know,
what kind of rapper are you? You conscious right now? What kind of rapper is Marty B?
I'm fun.
Okay.
And conscious.
Fresh Prince fun?
No, not that fun.
Okay. Okay.
More like Snoop Dogg fun.
Okay. Oh, Snoop Dogg fun.
Snoop Dogg
we can okay. No, go ahead.
And but yeah, so I do have messages. I got an album I'm working on with my brother Michael as well.
Oh wow.
And then I'm helping my little sister finish her album.
Yeah.
We're like the new Wayne's family over here.
And you gonna put this out just like you do your book, right? This is your production company.
I have like 8 albums out right now. My music is under Martellus Rex. If you go to iTunes or Spotify or whatever, I have tons of music on there. Last year I put out 48 songs.
Dear program director, we got to get some Marty B in here. He from H-Town, right? Right. Social media, man, real quick. When you first wake up, you say your prayers, you thank God, you reach over, you promote the book.
What? That's the first thing I do when I wake up.
I'm just trying to help you here. I'm just trying to help you here.
I'm just messing with you.
Top 3 social medias. Where you go? Boom, boom, boom.
I don't go to social media first.
Okay.
I put a book next to my phone to make sure I pick up the book first.
Okay.
That's like a little cheat code, a life hack.
Yeah.
But if I do, it's usually I'm big on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it depends. I check Instagram and Twitter for news. I do a lot of news on Twitter.
Yeah.
What's going on? I like to check in with Black Twitter.
Yeah.
And what the pulse is of the culture. And other than that, I check a couple of blogs. I like to check The Verge.
Yeah.
You know, to see what's going on in the technology world.
Yeah.
Fast companies, see what's going on in the business world. Then I also like to read. I check the Hype Beast to see what's going on with like the design and fashion and things like that. So those are like the major things I check in the morning. Then Hollywood Reporter to see what's going on in the industry. And then there's a website called Cartoon Brew where it kind of gives me updated on like all the new cartoons and stuff people are making.
Gotta love it. Then to get in the car, he turn it on 93.7 The Beat. He check out the Blessed Beatz Show. That's all. He just didn't want to add that in for you, but that's what he really do. Man, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. Tell people how they can get this book, man. Dear Black Boy.
Yeah, you could get Dear Black Boy on www.theimaginationagency.com, or you could get it on Amazon. You know, Dear Black Boy. When you go in there, leave a review because I'm an independent author. And the more books you buy, I could go and get I want to be one of the best sellers, but since I'm independent, I have to go through another route. So if you purchase on Amazon, make sure you leave your reviews and everything to help build that profile up. And that way I could continue to grow because I want kids to know that they can build their own companies and own everything that they're doing in the same process. And owning your creativity is something that's like very valuable. Like we're a creative culture, we're creative people, we create a lot of things, but a lot of that stuff we give away. So now it's at the point now where it's like, hey, this is ours, we made this. And we're building the companies to put these things out.
Gotta love it. Last time, social media.
Twitter is just Martellus B, or follow the Imagination Agency. And then if anything you want to know about Dear Black Boy, you can follow at Dear Black Boy. And on Twitter, I am Martellus Rex, which is also rap name. I like dinosaurs.
I got to check him out, man. Y'all download his music and jump in his DMs if he good, all right? At Marcus Sullivan Live. You can follow at me, man. Martellus Bennett in the building, man. I appreciate you stopping by on the all-new 93.7 The Beat.
Thank you.